Hey folks, we just got off the 2-night preview sailing of the all-new Margaritaville Islander. I know you guys are really excited about this one. I'm going to have a full review later. We've got a lot more to show you, but just here's some quick thoughts from the preview. Now, number one, they gave us a breezy balcony cabin. This was a lovely cabin, very well appointed. We were told that they took these cabins basically down to concrete, redid the whole thing. You can tell it's really done nicely. It's got that Margaritaville vibe all the way through. The bathrooms are actually original from Costa, but they were fully renovated. They look absolutely great. And I have to say, the shower was among the largest of a standard shower. And even though it's got a shower curtain, the curtain stayed in place. It didn't come pulling in on us. So overall, the cabin was absolutely lovely. The only negative is the balcony. Now, the balconies did not look like they were touched at all during the renovation. It looks like one of those areas that they just kind of left as is, but it wasn't even pressure washed. So it was a bit dirty. It was a bit grimy out there, but a good pressure wash, that will definitely take care of that. But overall, the cabin is absolutely lovely. Now, overall, the ship was absolutely lovely. All the public spaces, I mean, they put a lot of work into this ship, both with the renovation and the thought of the design. I mean, this really does feel like Margaritaville at sea. It doesn't just feel like, you know, we just kind of slapped the name on it. They really did a lot of nice touches throughout. The atrium, absolutely beautiful. The way you start with the parrots and the plane up in the sky, and then you transition down to the fish and you're going underwater. Of course, we got to have the big flip-flop out there. I mean, this really sets the mood for Margaritaville at sea. Then you go up to the top deck and you've got the land shark pool, you've got the 5 o'clock somewhere pool, and then you've got the tiki pool all the way in the back. That's the adults only area. Just really nicely renovated. I mean, you can tell they took some time with these areas. Lots of bright, vibrant colors. The 5 o'clock somewhere pool can actually close. It has a retractable roof over the top. It's also where the bandstand is, where the band is going to be playing. Got some private little cabanas off to the side as well. I just love the overall vibe of this. And then you go back to the tiki bar and oh my goodness. So you've got adults only tiki bar, you've got the pool back there, and of course the hot tubs. And then you've got 2 premium eats back there as well. You got island eats and I think tiki eats or something like that, with some premium food back there. Really, the whole top deck design is absolutely fabulous. And then if you go all the way up in the front, you're going to find a really fun miniature golf course, and not a cornhole game, but a whole cornhole course. There's like 8 stops along the way. It was actually really cool up there. And pickleball at sea. You got to have pickleball. And moving back inside, the detail throughout the ship is absolutely lovely. And in particular, I love the Hemisphere Dancer Craft Spirits Bar. I was not expecting to find a craft bar on this ship, but man, it is a nice addition. It is well appointed. Then you move up forward and you've got a non-smoking casino. I mean, this is not the largest casino at sea, certainly, but it's pretty well appointed. And because the ceilings are so low, they've made this a non-smoking casino. And then all the way up in the front, we had the theater, which was actually a little larger than I expected it to be on a ship of this size. They made really good use. They've got a multi-use stage up there that has multiple sections that go up and down. The entire stage can rotate around. They made really good use of that during their country production show. It was a lot of fun. I appreciated that the sound was really good, but it wasn't like overly loud in the theater. It was actually a really good sound in there. And then you move into the dining room. They were just lovely, just great Margaritaville touches throughout. You got the flying fish, you've got the parrots up in the ceiling. So down on deck 2, you've got fins, and up on deck 3, you've got the Islander dining room, which leads me into everybody's favorite topic. Well, how was the food? Well, first off, the crew was literally on board the ship for 1 week. They had all been picked up in Fort Lauderdale. They're only on the ship for a week. So I expected things to be very inconsistent, maybe some long lines, things like that. So keeping that in mind, let's start with the buffet. So the buffet is not the most exciting thing in the world. You know, you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was a bit repetitive as you moved around. However, the issue we had was a lot of the items we were getting just were not hot. You know, they might be lukewarm or room temperature when they should be hot. That's something that they should be able to correct rather easily. Lola's Pizzeria, Frank and Lola's Pizzeria, that was actually quite good. We really enjoyed that. You go outside to the 5 o'clock somewhere pool and you've got cheeseburger in paradise and Mexican cutie cantina, both included with your cruise fare. Both very good. I gotta say that cheeseburger in paradise is my favorite burger I have had on a cruise ship so far. I know y'all gonna be like, well, Guy's Burgers. I don't know. This could be better than Guy's Burgers. In the back of the ship near the tiki bar, you can get Maine lobster rolls. They have crab. They have other items that you can pay for. We didn't do that on this particular sailing. Our 2 dinners in the main dining room, one, they were a little bit slow, but we kind of expected that because, again, they're all new. Everybody's figuring out the system, but they also had the issue of things coming out not exactly hot. They were kind of like lukewarm, maybe room temperature, but the flavors were there. So once they get the temperature situation fixed, you know, we actually had some lovely things to eat in the dining rooms, and you can see some of those videos right here as well. Now, one thing that was obvious, there are some areas on the ship that are not quite finished yet. They still got contractors on there. They're still trying to work on some things. Look, they did a lot in about 4.5 months. It's remarkable the transition from the old Costa Atlantica to now the flagship of Margaritaville SC. This is a lovely ship. This is a fun ship. I am really excited for the potential of what this ship can be. And hopefully this is just the first of a new fleet of ships from Margaritaville at Sea. So my first impressions are really good. You know, we're already talking about putting together a group cruise for next year, so stay tuned for that. But folks, if you're thinking about the Margaritaville Islander, this is a fun ship, okay? You're gonna have a good time. You may not have the best food, but that's okay. You're gonna have a good time. This is Jimmy Buffett. This is Key West. This is a really, really pretty ship. They did a great job. So first impression, Margaritaville at Sea, I think the relaunch is going to be a good one. So folks, if you got more questions about the Margaritaville at Sea, the Islander, even the Paradise, just reach out. Where's WalterTravel.com. Stay tuned for a lot more from the Margaritaville Islander. Have a great day, everybody.